is Yarn from Orange Juice. Today I'll be talking about one of my favorite cards. Skeletons are one of the most versatile cards in the game. They make your deck more dynamic and they have one of the best damage to cost ratios. If you desperately need a card that's queued up, you can shuffle your deck for 1 elixir. Though fragile, the skeletons will deal massive damage if accompanied with a tank. Since skeletons only cost 1 elixir, it's hard for your opponent to justify spending 3 elixir to arrow them. If you don't have splash or arrows available, you can use skeletons to tank a few shots and pull a crowd of minions upward. You can also pull half of them within range of your other tower. Just plant the skeletons slightly in the other lane, right as the minions are within aggro range. You can pull a dragon in a similar fashion. With a good understanding of game mechanics, you can use skeletons for almost any situation. In this match, I used the skeletons to tank the minions, which also prevented them from locking onto my tower. Then I used the melee goblins to simultaneously pull the minions and take out the princess. If a single mini tank or ranged troop engages your tower, unsupported, it can still deal hundreds of damage to it. You can shut down or mitigate the damage done with 1 elixir skeletons. For splash units, you'll want to surround the witch and wizard with skeletons. For the Dark Prince, his charge strike has a 360-degree area of splash, so if you try to surround him with skeletons while he's charged up, they'll die immediately. Here's a trick you can use to work around his charge strike splash. You let him hit your tower with his charge, then you're safe to plant the skeletons directly in front of the tower. This causes all 4 skeletons to push the Dark Prince backwards 1 tile. That creates enough distance to prevent him from splashing the tower while he's hitting the skeletons. If you try to surround him with all 4 corners, the 2 skeletons in the front aren't big enough to push him backwards. Notice how close he is to the building, that when he hits the skeleton, he also splashes the tower. That's over 100 damage to the tower that you can prevent with proper technique. If the prince is nearing your building, skeletons work great to stop him from hitting your tower with his charge strike. For the princess, her fire arrows have a large hitbox, similar to the bomber, so you can't surround her. You have to wait until she locks onto a different target before you can take her out with skeletons. For ranged troops like spear goblins, archers, and musketeers, you want to plant skeletons on top of them. For melee units, you'll want to pull them to the center to increase the path they need to walk to reach your tower. For P.E.K.K.A. and Giant Skeleton, it sets you up for a chain pull. If you don't have a direct counter or your elixir is low, you can pull with skeletons. It won't stop the Valkyrie, but it will reduce a lot of damage she can do to the tower. The skeleton prevented over 500 damage from being dealt to the tower. Not bad for a 1 elixir card. Skeletons slightly obstruct the hog's pathing. For the cost of 1 elixir, they prevented 700 damage from being done to that tower. If you counter hog with skeletons, but your opponent uses zap or freeze, you'll still have more than enough elixir to defend. A really deadly combo is the Valkyrie Hog Freeze combo. She can tank the tower and splash small units, protecting the hog. With a solid understanding of aggro, you can separate these 2 lovers, effectively breaking up their relationship. This greatly minimized the damage that could have been done against that deadly combo. If you're low on elixir, skeletons are going to be your best option for taking out support troops that are hiding behind a tank. You'll want to wait until they've locked onto your tower, then you can place the skeletons behind the troops to take them out. You shouldn't place them in front of the troops since that'll push them out of range of the tower and cause them to retarget your skeletons. If you see a giant coming, one strategy is to pressure the other lane, forcing them to abandon their giant combo attack. If you notice they expend a lot of elixir to defend against your attack, skeletons alone can take care of the incoming giant in the other lane. Here's another scenario. My opponent overcommitted elixir on those barbarians, I had skeletons coming up, so I pushed the other lane and distracted the barbs with skeletons. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe for more quality OJ.